hard-coded thing ever. What are you talking about? So yeah, you can see it's got a nice new shiny background. Pretty cool. We got a nice new shiny set of packs. Pretty cool also. This guy is not pretty cool, however. You know, he's just a big doo-doo face. I don't know. Nah, it's alright. I don't mind Dialga too much, but still. He's blue, he has to be somewhat decent. But you kind of want to start playing it again. You do have to pay for stuff for this though. You can get some cards without paying, but you have to pay for this sort of this quite a bit. So also, if you notice, my tokens are like nothing right now. That's because they actually introduced into the shop 5 card packs for 95 tokens. So I spent them getting some of these already. There was no like EXs and stuff in there. I'm imagining you probably won't get them in these, but we'll see. Anyway, I think we should probably start and go ahead. What are we going to get out of these then? Well, first off, we have a couple of interesting cards in here. So some of these, as I said, I've already picked up. This guy, there's a lot of really weird named attacks in this set. Kick of Righteousness is one of them. Hey, you know, if it's a Team Plasma Pokemon that does 50 damage, that's 100 to Thundurus. Not really worth it though. Like, that's its only good attack, so not really very good. Also, trying to click the X button there is surprisingly difficult because it's not what it's supposed to be. This dude is the most useless piece of crap in the universe, like seriously. There is a Victini. It's gonna be rotated soon, but there is a Victini from I think 7 sets ago now, which has an attack V-Blast. It does 120 damage for one Psychic Energy with this same condition. Look at this, 40 for 1. You do better than 40 for 1 with pretty much any other EX attacker that you would normally use to stuff. Like, you usually do 30 for 1, or you can do, like, Landorus EX's Hammerhead does 30 and 30 to a bench, so that's 60 for 1. This dude is the most useless thing, seriously. The locked ones here is because I got packs with trainer tokens. You cannot trade packs that you get with trainer tokens, so that's why that is. One of the more interesting cards of this set, though, we have right here, Silver Mirror. There's a Silver Bangle and a Silver Mirror in this set. Both of them can only be attached to non-EX Pokemon, and they do different effects to stuff. This one prevents all as it's saying, prevents all of the effects of attacks from Team Plasma Pokemon to the Pokemon that it's equipped to. So it's basically anti-Plasma, like, entirely. The other one is anti-EX. They're trying to balance stuff out by giving non-EX Pokemon some tools to use here. This is completely ignoring the fact that Tool Scrapper kind of exists in this format, so that's kind of annoying. But yeah, they're trying at least. But it's kind of bad that they've had to do this. Like, they're overpowered with plasmas and stuff, and now it's like, yeah, we have to try and introduce something to get rid of that. What does this thing do? Absolutely nothing of worth. Okay. So that thing's shit. This guy, however, Masquerain, is kind of interesting. You wouldn't think this is actually any good, just looking at it. It's a Stage 1 Pokemon, and all it does is it lets you put tools back from your Pokemon into your hand. But there's a couple of uses for that. There's actually a deck which uses, I think, a 2-2 line of this guy, which is interesting, and it actually uses Trubbish, believe it or not, as an attacker. Trubbish is not in this set, but yeah. It's the tool drop one. Does 20 damage times the number of tools you have in play. I think it's you, not the opponent, but yeah. It's an interesting card. And hey, we already have our first EX Pokemon, and we've only opened 2 friggin' packs here. Okay, so this is the one which is not the super amazing one, but could work, and probably won't be better than the Black Kyurem here. So, Kyurem EX. It's very, very similar to Reshiram from Black and White. Reshiram had Outrage for 2 colorless. It does 20 plus 10 more for each damage counter on it. This guy also has that, except it's 30 plus 10. and it's a bit more expensive, but Giga Frost is very similar to Blue Flare. Blue Flare was 2 fire and a colorless to do 120 with a 2 fire discard. This guy needs 1 more energy, but does 150 instead. It also looks very, very flashy. Look at the crystal rainbow effects on this card. It is so good. The obvious place to play this is Blastoise. The only problem is, the big deck to come out of this set has water resistance as one of its components. So I don't know how useful this guy will be, but Giga Frost is a pretty powerful attack, and yeah, its only disadvantage really is that Black Kyurem, it takes a lightning energy instead of one of these colorless, and you have to discard 3 energy instead of 2, but it does 200, which is an auto knockout thing. This only does 150. The 150 is the sticking point. It means you have to use something else like laser, Hypnotoxic Laser and stuff to make it work, and the new deck kind of screws over lasers as well, and you don't really have space for that. So it's a good card, but I don't think it's gonna actually do anything simply because there are other better cards out there for it. Like the Black Kyurem is just better, so I don't know why you would use that. This one's interesting because you search for Iris. Iris is a supporter in this set, and Iris and Axew are the anime buddies, so, you know, it's an interesting card. That Iris is quite a nice card, actually. Hopefully we'll get one of those coming up. This one's pretty useless. Draw 3 and then put it to sleep. There are better cards than that in the format already, so yeah, no need for that. This card, on the other hand, this is one... it's interesting. I don't know if it'll actually be useful, but it's very interesting nonetheless. I think it's too easy to play around this. But if you put it on a Team Plasma Pokemon, it gets KO'd, you get any card out of your deck that you want. Very nice effect, but I'm not convinced it's going to see play. And yes, this is a Porygon 2 you see here. Porygon is in this set. Alright. And this Cavalier, this thing is completely useless. Like, come on, there are just millions of other better cards out there. Kangaskhan could be interesting. It's bulkier than Shaymin and Emolga, 100 HP, but it's also got a 2 retreat cost. So, not something I think I'll play, but it's interesting. Not much to say about those. Chatot, you can discard all tool cards. Other than that, yeah, not really too good. Probably wouldn't be worth playing, but it's an interesting card with all the tools and stuff in this set. There are a lot of tools in this set. Hey, and now we get ourselves a Porygon, obviously, and there's that. Archeops, really not a very good Pokemon at all. It's just no good. The way you have to evolve into it just makes it useless, and there's one that's better anyway from beforehand. Machamp is interesting, but not enough Pokemon have fighting resistance to make this worth it as a stage 2. And its attack does a lot of damage, but it's got a pretty nasty side effect too. If you flip tails, you take 30 more damage next turn. Which is a shame, because 150 HP is pretty freaking buff. But it's just not good enough, because it's a stage 2 and it takes so many energy, and fighting resistance just isn't really important anymore for the most part. Very few cards have it. Speaking of, we got a double Machamp here. This Machamp is really different. Again, you can do 120 damage, which is quite nice. And knockoff is alright, I guess. Discarding from the opponent's hand is always good, but not really on this. There's better ways of doing it, and yeah, it's a stage 2, it takes a lot of energy to do it. But this plus Silver Bangle, or even Silver Mirror, but the Silver Bangle could make this good. We haven't seen Silver Bangle yet, but hopefully we will soon enough. But yeah, 120, some extra TXs could be good. Probably won't be, but you know, it's an interesting basic fighting deck. And now we get ourselves another Masquerain. This guy is even more useless. If you had an Escavalier knocked out last turn, then it does 20 damage and you put all the energy back into the opponent's hand, where they can just play it down again later on. Most useless thing ever. Deck and cover all the way, but even that deck is getting rotated out, so whatever. Iris, yes, we finally get to show Iris. Interesting card. I actually really like this, but I don't know if I would play very many of it because it's a supporter. This is one way that you could boost that Kira EX's attack, I think, to boost it up more. If the opponent's taken a lot of prize cards, if you've had a slow start and your Squirtles get knocked out or something, you do more damage for every prize the opponent has taken. Up to 50 because the opponent can take 5 prizes. So that is an interesting card, and definitely one I'd like to have a go with, and as a one-of or something. It's also a full art in this set, that card, which looks very, very nice. Hopefully we'll see one of those. I guess that was a Frostlass. Can't attach special energy if it's the active. 90 HP, stage 1. No. If it was a basic, then yeah, but it's not, so no. Relicanth here is interesting, because fossils are actually they've attempted to be good in this set, and this might actually be somewhat useful for that fact. Probably not, but hey, we'll see some of one of the interesting fossils in this later, hopefully. I mean, we've got a lot of packs to go through. This is not one of the more useful ones, however. Yeah, that is just utterly horrible. The Lileep line is the interesting set. All the fossils in this set have got this prehistoric call power, where if they're in your discard, you put them onto the bottom of your deck. That's because the trainer cards that you play them with make you look at the bottom 7 cards of your deck and play one of the fossil Pokemon from there. That's the only way that you can get this Lileep out. So you discard it with Ultra Ball, you search something else out, you use its power to put it at the bottom of the deck, you use Root Fossil to get it onto your bench from the bottom of the deck, and there you go. That's basically that. Not exactly a great card, to be honest, but its evolution is interesting. Hey, well, I get to show the Octillery at least. It's not good either, honestly. You see how little damage this does? Just no. Bubble Beam is interesting, but why is it 2 letters? Bubble Beam is 1 word, damn it. Not 2 letters, 2 words. Whatever. This is what I was talking about with the fossils. You have to look at the bottom 7 cards. If you've got an Archon there, then for the Plume Fossil it's an Archon, for the Root Fossil it's Lileep, the Cover Fossil it is Tortuga, and I don't think there's another fossil in this set. There might be, and I might just not have paid attention, but yeah. Electros, terrible. Don't even bother trying to use this, especially because the electric that would be good with it is actually rotating this soon. This card, however, is very nice. So this is the anti-EX card of the set, the main one. If you put this on a non-EX Pokemon, it does 30 more damage to opponents' EXs when they're active. So that's a significant amount of damage. If you put that with a Machamp from earlier, that means it would do 120 because it's got a tool on it, and then 150 to an EX, which is a lot of damage. You know, there's potential for that to be somewhat useful, but probably not on that Machamp. But you know, in general, this card is going to be pretty good. You could use this in the Plasma deck and attach it to Kyurem, because Plasma Kyurem Blizzard Burn, it does 120 anyway, and then you do more with the Deoxys on the bench. It's pretty freaking strong. And now we get to the more useless things of here. Uxie, why are you so terrible? Like, in theory, this is okay. Like, 3 damage counters on any of the opponent's Pokemon you want, sounds good. 60 HP, not really very good. Yeah, this card is terrible. No questions asked. This Volcarona is also very terrible. 50 damage for 2 fire and a colorless. Even if you heal 50 as well. Just why? Why is this card so bad? It's a rare as well. It's seriously horrible. Ah, here we go with our first A-Spec. Also, Juniper is back in this set. So, A-Specs, 1 of 4 in this set, I think. I think there's 4 A-Specs in this set. G-Scope. So, Genesect or Genesect, however you want to say it, probably Genesect. Genesect EX is a card in this set. and it has 2 specific tools that it will use, both of which are A-specs, so you can only have one of them in the deck, and you can't have any other A-specs if you do that. They both grant him 2 attacks that take 2 grass and a colorless to use. This one does 100 damage to one of the opponent's bench Pokemon. It's actually pretty good, but the other one is just better. But this is still a good card, and it's not... Yeah, it's not the worst thing ever. The 100 Snipe with no drawback to it apart from having to have the tool equipped. Yeah, it's an interesting card. Shiny Octillery, all of the shininess. Nothing special otherwise though. Reverse Iris is kind of cool. Blastoise got a reprint in this set. You've probably seen the Squirtles already if you've looked, but yeah, Blastoise got a reprint, so it's a kind of cool looking Wartortle there. Next up, reverse Root Fossil, I guess. Tropius. Tropius is kind of cool. For 1 grass energy, only 10 damage, but you draw until you've got 6 in your hand. So I think this would be interesting. The lightning weakness is really sucky though, because Thundurus can just wipe it out in 1 hit if you've got a couple of Deoxys against you. So that kind of sucks, but having this as a consistency card to start with, and it's only got 1 retreat cost too. You missed Iris? I'll show you Iris again when I get another one. Basically, it's a supporter that does that lets you do 10 more damage for each prize the opponent has taken. It's a supporter though, so... Alright, now we get ourselves a Houndoom. Another anti-plasma card, not an overly good one, but another anti-plasma card. If it's a Team Plasma Pokemon you're up against, it does 120 damage and burns them. Silver Bangle would make that 150. If the opponent flips Tails on burn, then they take 20 more, so that would be 170, which would actually knock out the Team Plasma EXs. So, maybe it could see use. Probably won't, but it could see use. You'd have to see. It's a stage 1 and it takes 3 energy though, so that is quite a lot. Ah, Suicune! Yeah, Rare Candy got a reprint in this too, double light leaf action. Suicune! Apparently this actually won a Battle Carnival in Japan with this, Suicune Terrakion. It's a new form of Sigilyph. Sigilyph before had the Safeguard ability that blocks out all damage from EXs. By itself, I don't think this card is very good. Simply because it only does 70 damage for 3, EXs are not the only things attacking. But what might make it good is if you use this with Silver Mirror. The opponent's going to have to Tool Scrapper it quite a lot, but if you use it with Silver Mirror, then you can block Plasma as well. But I think Plasma decks are going to be running a lot of Tool Scrapper now because they're hard countered by Silver Mirror. So probably not going to destroy the format that way. But Terrakion does 90 damage when something else gets knocked out, so I could see it being useful. Just not the best ever. Ah, Lairon. This is the Azelf. It's very, very, very bad. Like, what the fuck is this kind of bad? It doesn't even do damage, seriously? Azelf is the most offensive one and it does no damage, go figure. This Genesect is pretty cool, I think. Again, it's another nice Pokemon. Jet Impact is quite good for a non-EX Pokemon. And Call for Family, well, in the deck that you'd use it in, it's all grass Pokemon, well, almost all grass Pokemon anyway. So this could be pretty good as a starter. And it's only got 1 retreat cost. Yeah, it's quite good. There's a few good grass attackers in this set. And now we have another Salamence, and also Plasma Energy is back again. Sounds good, Blue Bomber, sounds good. Salamence here has got the Breakwing power, which when it comes into play discards all tools on the opponent's Pokemon. Sounds good, but it's a stage 2. And that's its biggest downfall. I know it's Broken Record Syndrome, but in this format, being a stage 2 means you have to be very, very good in order to see play. And this is not quite good enough, I don't think. Because this attack is so expensive and it doesn't do that much damage either. 100 sounds like a lot, and it is a 2-shot on everything in the format, but not for 4 energy. The discard of Stadium is alright though. Nah, it's not that good, but hey. Another Volcarona, nothing really special here. This guy uses grass energy, which is kind of interesting. The grass deck is very weak against fire, fairly obviously, so maybe this could see use because of that, because every fire type is weak against water. I don't really see it, but you know, somebody's gonna try and use it. So next up, we have another Yuxi. This Aggron. This Aggron wants to be good, but really isn't. Again, 4 energy, only 80 damage, then 20 to every bench Pokemon. If you've got Mr. Mime, then it could be quite nasty against like Plasma decks, doing 80 to the active and 20 to all of their bench. And it's a Steel type, so it hits Kyurem for weakness, so it'd be a one-shot on that, and then 20 to everything else. But 4 energy, stage 2, only 140 HP, no. No, 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 no. I don't see that being good. Next up, we have ourselves another Yuxi. Energy Retrieval also got a reprint this set, which is quite good, because that was going to go out of format if it didn't get reprinted. And Energy Retrieval is very basic, so it should be in the format. Nothing really special here, unfortunately. Oh, I didn't click the Archent. Whoops! Oh well, we'll click the Archent next time. Reverse Plasma Energy, that doesn't really have any sort of special meaning. Not a whole lot. This is why I've got a lot of packs here, because there isn't really very much coming out of these here. Ah! Pokemon Catcher also got a reprint, so this is going to be in the competitive scene for the next like 2 years at least. Kinda sucks, but what can you do? Mesprit over here. What the fuck is this? Sadly there is not a way to watch it at a lower quality, because Twitch does not do that unless you are partnered, and there is no way I am partnered. So yeah, I don't get enough people for that. Sorry. Yeah, no weakness if you've got all 3 of them in play, but it takes up 3 bench slots and they're all 60 HP useless Pokemon. Just no. I honestly don't understand why they made the Pixie Trio so bad in this set, like, honest to God. Nothing special in this pack either. So not a whole lot yet. There's the Azelf again, Reverse Machop. Ultra Ball got a reprint, that's kinda cool. I'm gonna turn this down the set one sec. It's kind of a little bit too loud for me. So yeah, nothing too great in there. Oh, Ultra Ball is good, but obviously I already have all of those. Ursaring, the Bears, still not good at all. Like, I'm not even gonna try and pretend that that could be usable. There's nowhere near as good as Beartick. Beartick is the ultimate bear in the TCG at the moment. Nothing good in here either. Yeah, kind of not getting lucky at the moment. Yeah, nothing really special in that pack either. This kind of happens though. Especially, it seems this set has got a lot worse, much worse pull rates than the previous ones, which it sucks. I don't understand why that would be the case, but Porygon Z. Okay, so Hydreigon from before is it transfers dark energy all around the place. This guy, not quite so utility-wise. It only transfers plasma energy. I could see it being partly useful, but as a stage 2, I don't think it's that worth it. There's one fun deck which could see it used, but it's not that good, I don't think. Somebody asked about Iris before. This is what Iris does. Now there's Iris. There you go. Reverse Drifblim. Catcher's kind of cool, but of course I already have all the catchers I need, so... nothing out of that. I know I'm skipping through these pretty quickly, but that's mostly because there's nothing interesting to talk about in most of these. Yeah, I've had like one EX and one... what was I going to say? I've had one EX and one A-Spec at the moment, and that is it. There's not even any shinies or anything. Caitlyn, very limited card. Not really what you want as a supporter, but she could be used in a fossil deck. That's the only use for her, but she could be used in a fossil deck. Basically putting, you know, you get no card advantage off of this, unlike every other supporter where you draw more cards than you actually get rid of, for the most part. And so basically, it doesn't really work very well as a supporter. Maybe if you've got Tropical Beach and you can play down other cards that you might draw from your hand, but even then, you aren't going to see the cards that you're putting back at the bottom of the deck unless your deck gets shuffled by an N or a Colress or something. And that can bite you later on. It's not a good general supporter, but it might be somewhat useful in one specific deck. Which again, I haven't actually had anything to build it with yet, so... I haven't really had anything to build any decks with yet. Got a Haxorus over here. Strike of the Champion. Awesome sounding attack name. It just does anything. It just knocks out Team Plasma Pokemon. It doesn't do anything to anybody else. It's an instant knockout, mind you, so that is still quite cool, but it's not really very useful otherwise. It's also a stage 2, so it's hard to get out. Dragonax would be interesting if you've got a lot of blend energy though, but still not amazing, I don't think. I'm sure somebody's going to build a deck where that's actually useful, but it's not the best of cards. Ah, now this is quite a cool one. As a good, like, metagame counter sort of thing. The next of the anti-plasma cards in this set. Your attacks take up less energy for every Team Plasma Pokemon the opponent has. So if the opponent's got 3 Team Plasma Pokemon in play, as in any Plasma deck ever, this card attacks for nothing. And it also discards special energy, which is mostly what Team Plasma decks will play. So it's anti-plasma and nothing else, pretty much. It's a neat card, but it's very metagame specific as to whether it's going to be any good or not. There's another Salamence. Yeah, well, it only takes colorless energy, so it doesn't matter that it only removes colorless in its cost. It takes 3 of any energy to use. So... ah, well, here is the Blastoise new reprint art. I actually really like this Blastoise art. This looks awesome. And I'm going to be using this one in my deck, I think, because it's cool. So yep, there's a Blastoise. Reverse Juniper, another catcher. Neat stuff, but nothing really, like, outstanding here. So 42 packs in, and we really haven't had very much of anything. That just shows this set is kind of like that by the looks of it. Ah, now we've had something. So one of the shinies in this set is a rare candy. So yeah, flashy rare candy that doesn't really look much different to a normal one, except it's all golden in the background. There you go. So we've had one more thing now. That's kind of cool. Also, this X button is, look at this. If I click here, it does an X. Also, I've just realized that apparently the stream thing is like showing in the window. So that's kind of a thing. Sorry about that. Yeah, look at this. If I press it here, it doesn't X out. But if I press it like over here, it does X out. Stupid programming. We got another Suicune, that's pretty cool, and a regular Silver Mango. Ah, now this dude is interesting. Sigilyph, one of the things that uses in Trubbish deck. Sigilyph is, yeah, it's an interesting card. Toolbox giving you up to 4 tool cards on one Pokemon. The one Pokemon being Sigilyph. That is pretty damn interesting, because if you, I mean, you won't necessarily know unless you know the TCG, but the Trubbish for 1 Psychic and 1 Colorless Energy, its Tool Drop attack lets you do 20 damage times the number of tools which you have in play. I think it's attached to both you and the opponent actually, but the number of tools, at the very least, the number of tools you have in play. So if you have, say, 2 of these and Trubbish attacking, if you have 4 tools on each of them, that's 160 damage. You have a tool on a Trubbish, that's 180. Absolutely ridiculous, but it forces you to play like a billion tools, and that's not very, like, good for drawing new cards and stuff. So, in moderation, I guess. Also, best attack name ever, Iron Fist of Justice. Oh yeah. Too bad it kind of sucks. But it's an Iron Fist of Justice, that has to count for something, right? So next up, we have ourselves a Reverse Axew, I guess. Nothing special. And again, nothing really special. I mean, rare candies are cool, but I already have as many of them as I'd ever need. Ah, finally, something interesting here. So this guy, read that first attack and go, what the fuck. This guy is a thing. So it's a bitch to get out, but if you can get energy cards onto it, you can get stage 2s down and place them down effectively as basic Pokemon. Which is a very scary concept when you think about it. But then again, most stage 2s are not really that playable in the first place. So finding something to do with this guy that would make it worth being harder than a stage 2 to get out is gonna take a lot of creativity. I think 1 or 2 people are gonna make this sort of decent, but it's not competitive. But it's fun, and that's part of what matters with this card. It's a lot of fun, but it's gonna be stupid hard to try and use. Another Electros, useless, whatever. This Reuniclus, the most useless thing in the world. It's got another cool name though, Telekinesis of Nobility. Like seriously, that's such a weird attack name. But come on, 100 HP for a stage 2, 70 damage for free. Ugh, just... why is this a rare? This doesn't even deserve to be a common, for fuck's sake. Such a bad card. Bango, kinda useful. These attack names are very silly, you are correct. Houndoom, nothing useful there. There's a lot of junk rare cards in this set, which I think is pulling down the good cards a lot. Like trying to get a decent card in this set because of all the rares that are completely terrible. We got an interesting Credilli, but nothing else that good. Double Ginsect, oh yeah. Nothing else special though. This guy again. So I have 2 of it now. Yeah, so Tilt, since you weren't here, for every energy card you have on it, you can get a stage 2 Pokemon from your deck and put it on your bench. The catch is, this guy takes freaking ridiculous amounts of resources to get out, so... another Sigilyph, that's kinda cool. Still useful with that toolbox ability. Could be good. 4 tools at once on 1 Pokemon? Yeah. Imagine having 3 Rocky Helmets and a Rock Guard on the Pokemon. The opponent would take 120 damage just for attacking you. Then you get one-shotted and lose all of those tools. Wow, 3 Credilli. Now, that's kind of interesting. It wants me to build Credilli deck. I don't have any Virizion to use for it, though. Nothing out of that one. Oh, I guess I got a shiny Rare Candy, too. I didn't mention that. Nothing really out of that one. Yeah, there's not a whole lot being pulled here. Ah! Except shiny Rare Candies. Apparently I'm good at getting shiny Rare Candies and not a whole lot else. Okay, that's interesting though. Shiny Rare Candies for all, I guess. I don't know. It's quite cool. It's just not what I'm really after here. Hey, Zamor! Another gen set. I have like 5 of these now, I think. 5 or 6 of them, because I've got reverse ones too. Really not getting much here. Ah! The most useless EX in this set! At least it's a freaking EX. Okay, so, Palkia. Oh, what have they done to you, Palkia? So, first attack 50 for free and you switch your opponent. Yeah, that terrible card. Dimension heal, if you've got plasma energy on you, you heal 20 per plasma energy you have on you. The problem is it takes only 2 colorless energy. Plasma only provides colorless. And 2 other energy, grass and water. Like, 80 damage for this. 80 freaking damage for this. 80 for 4. And you heal at best 40 unless you want to be wasting energy. That's... just why? Why does that even exist? I think even freaking Latios' EX is better than that. That's saying something, because Latios EX is terrible. But yeah, it does look pretty cool. Oh, yes! Okay, double pack pull. Haha, finally getting some luck here. So let's look at the A-Spec first. The A-Spec here is Scoop Up Cyclone. It's basically Super Scoop Up without the coin toss. Super Scoop Up is getting rotated out pretty soon, but basically Super Scoop Up lets you flip a coin, and if you get heads, then it does this effect. I could see it being good. I could see this actually being useful. As an A-Spec, I'm not so sure. Like, I probably would rather have computer search or something like that over this. There's so many good A-Specs that I don't actually know if this is going to be useful. But I could see it being somewhat decent. This plus Sableye would be quite good. Because Sableye's Junk Hunt lets you get it back from the discard, and then any damaged Pokemon you've got that you don't want to lose the energy from, you can just put it back in your hand with this. Among other things for it. Kinda cool. And then we get Virizion, one of the components of the new deck to come out of this set, Virizion Ginsect. This card is a response to Hypnotoxic Laser, definitely. Because if you've got grass energy attached to a Pokemon, that Pokemon can't be affected by special conditions. Which means Hypnotoxic Laser does absolutely nothing to you if you have grass energy attached to the Pokemon you have out in play. Very, very nice. Its attack is not so good, but it's good in the deck which it plays itself in, Virizion Ginsect. Because if you've got 2 energy on this, then you can search your deck for grass energy and attach them to the Ginsect on your bench. And, you know, it's a good accelerant, but it's not like damage output sort of thing, if that makes sense. It's not good for damage, but it's good for accelerating onto Ginsects. And Ginsect is very good. I'm really hoping we can at least show one of them from this, but yeah, it's a very good Pokemon, so it's worth having an acceleration aspect to it. So that was an amazing pack, definitely. That's useless. Haven't I already clicked on one of those? Whatever. Aha! And then we have the other A-Spec. This is the better A-Spec for Ginsect, in my opinion. This gives it an option to do for a 2 energy discard. It gives it the option to do 200 damage to the opponent's active Pokemon, and it isn't affected by any effects there. So this means this could actually punch through Silver Mirror and do 200 damage to a Pokemon that has Silver Mirror attached to it if you really needed it to. We already know from Black Kyurem EX and my Blastoise playing that 200 damage is like the greatest thing. So yeah, it's pretty damn good. However, do remember this is a Pokemon tool, so Tool Scrapper exists that can discard this, and it's your A spec. You can only play one of this. The plus side to it, however, is that it's a Team Plasma card, which there's a supporter Shadow Triad from 2 sets ago that lets you take any one Team Plasma card from your discard pile and put it back into your hand. So you could take this back. It's nice. So now what are we gonna have? Gonna have a reversal trigger. Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. Other than that, yeah. More Salamence. It wants me to play Salamence.deck, but I don't think that's a good deck, so we probably won't be playing that. And Reverse Ultra Ball, pretty cool. This is my 4th Suicune. This is actually a very good pack. This might not look like a good pack, but this is actually a very good pack. Reversal Trigger is okay, Pokemon Catcher is amazing, Ultra Ball is really good, Energy Retrieval is pretty good, and Suicune is damn nice. So this is actually a much better pack than it looks, even though it doesn't have any standout, like, EX Super Ultra Secret Rare card. There's a lot of good uncommon cards in there. Too bad I have them all already, but you know, that's a hazard of it. But it is a nice pack. Another catcher? How many have I got out of this? I've got 7 already. Bloody hell, catchers are really common in this set. I had so much trouble pulling catcher out of the first set it was in. Ah, here is our final A-Spec. And to be completely honest, this is one of the weakest A-Specs out there. By itself, it's a good card. You know, it's Ultra Ball without the discard cost. How can that be bad, right? Well, it's an A-Spec. So you can only play one of it, that's one thing. And you kind of can't play any other A-Specs, because it takes up your A-Spec slot. So, Computer Search, although it has a 2-card discard, entirely outclasses this thing. Because you can search for any card, and you don't have to show the opponent what card you take as well. So this thing has no reason to be used, basically. Which is a shame, because for Master Ball you'd expect it to actually be good. And it is good, it's just it's outclassed. Still, it's an A-Spec, and I've had all 4 of the A-Specs now that I remember of, so there we go. Nothing special in there. Masquerain, kinda cool, but I had loads of it anyway, so I'm not that fussed. Reverse Drodagon, nothing special. It's a funny thing, there's a lot of super rare cards in this set. Yes, there we go, okay, fantastic. There's a lot of super rare cards in this set, but, you know, like, Full Arts, Ultra, EXs, Secret Rares, that sort of thing. But since there's so much crap in this set in terms of rares, yeah, super rare, awesome chocolatey fudge, coded mega super card in 3D. Oh yeah, so Genesect EX. This card is pretty fucking good, I have to say. Its attack is very similar to Darkrai. Darkrai does 90 damage for this energy cost, but it does 30 to one of the opponent's bench. This guy just does 100 and then 20 to one of the opponents. Nothing too different there. I don't think the numbers are really that significant. Red Signal is very good. If you play Plasma Energy, then you can basically get a free catcher for the Plasma Energy that you attach. So it gives you a reason to have Plasma Energy in hand. Usually Plasma Energy is a dead card in your hand, but this guy you can turn your Plasma Energy into a catcher, which is very nice. Obviously the big utility about Genesect is that it's a Plasma Pokemon, so you can use Plasma support with it, but it also has those A-Specs, G-Booster and G-Scope, both of which we already have. So this card has a lot of utility going for it. With G-Booster you can do 200 damage for the energy cost there. It has Virizion for Grass Energy Acceleration, and it hits Keldeo for weakness, and Keldeo is very common in a lot of decks at the moment. You literally one-hit KO Keldeo with this thing, and that's 2 prizes. So this card is very, very good, and if you can get, if you have like 3 or 4 of it, then there you go. There's your deck. 3 Virizion, 3 Jinset. I'm probably not going to get that, looking at how many packs it's taken for me to get these, but we shall see. We might have an extremely lucky 68 packs here. Who knows? Yeah, regular Jinset. Nothing too special there. Nothing there. Yes, you can also capture it out as well. That's the thing. Hey, Haka! Hey! Oh, wow! Okay, so we've had every EX except 1 now. Jirachi! This is the one which I think is not worth the risk. It looks very nice, though. Hopefully we'll be able to explain stuff as we're going along with this then, Haka, but... Okay, so... Jirachi's good point, it lets you get a supporter out of your deck. This is a huge consistency card, when you think about it. How many games have I had where I haven't had a supporter in hand? Loads and loads of games of that. This card could be very good for that circumstance. You put it down onto your bench from your hand, you get a supporter out, you're back in the game. That's good. Everything else about this card is absolutely awful, however. It's 90 HP for an EX Pokemon, so the opponent takes 2 prizes when they knock out a 90 HP Pokemon. No deck in this format has any trouble hitting 90 for, like, very low energy cost, basically. Except Blastoise, but Blastoise you can still hit that with free energy on the Keldeo. Its attack is absolutely awful, so don't ever bother using it for the attack. And once you've played it down, there are very few ways of getting it off the bench. Scoop Up Cyclone is one way of doing it. That is one way you could have it, but it's just very, very dangerous trying to play this. Plasma Klinklang, if it wasn't for the fact that that deck is going to be useless next format, you could use it in there, because obviously it's a steel type, so you can get the Plasma Steel to work, so it's not affected by EXs, but still not worth it. 90 HP has 1 blessing though. Its 1 blessing is the fact that you can use this with you can use it with Level Ball, and you can search it out for no cost, and then you can turn a Level Ball into a supporter. I don't think it's worth the risk, but it looks very cool, and it's a nice card, like a nice effect. So some people are going to use this, and it might actually work for them. But then, how do you get it off the bench? It's a very dangerous card to play, which is a shame because I love Jirachi too. But nothing overly special in here. Hundreds of cards and nobody I know has to play. Yeah, I can understand that. I think I was the same way when I collected as a kid. Not very many people I knew played the game ever, so it was sort of just an on the side for show sort of thing. Hey, another Blastoise, so I have 2 of these now. That's kind of cool. Blastoise has still got that old Deluge, basically Rain Dance from the old games. Pretty darn good. I have an Ancient Mew at home somewhere as well. Not here, but... Yeah! Second Virizion! Alright! I need at least 1 more of these, and then I need probably 2 more Jinsect EX? I'd say 2 more. But ideally, I want 3 or 4 of these, and then I want like 3 Jinsect if I'm going to play Virizion and Jinsect as a deck. But that's good. That's really good. I'm getting closer to being able to use that now. Oh my god, the game is lagging. The game does not like opening this many packs in a row, it seems. It is lagging kind of hardcore here. Reverse Surskit. Surskit's kind of cool, I guess. Not really. Hey, Reverse Suicune. That's kind of cool. Now special, but Suicune is neat, you know, nice card. Come on, game, you can do it. Masquerain and Sigilif. I think I have enough Sigilif to build the Toolbox deck now, which is kind of cool. More Drifblim, more Anti-Plasma. Nothing overly special there, though. I already have enough Drifblim. Reverse cards are basically just exactly the same as normal cards, but they're shiny. So, like, this is exactly the same as a normal Aron, but it's got this little shiny effect on it. In real life, it's got like a holofoil effect on the bit which I'm mousing over here, which looks really nice on some cards actually. But it doesn't do anything special for the game. It's just they look pretty and they sell for more. That's basically it. Reverse Machamp and another Blastoise. So that's pretty neat. I have more than enough of those now for me to have lots of that. I have a shiny Blastoise as well, so I don't need that many, but still. Next up, we have another Blastoise and another Paragon. See, I clicked on this thing before, but I guess it was a reverse one I got. So yeah, that's kind of cool, another Paragons. Lots and lots of Blastoise here. Interesting stuff. Huh. It's a very good card, I already have it from before. Shinies have no hold on our hearts. Heartless gamers, yes. Yeah, the Mega Evolution. They haven't added it into the card game yet because it doesn't exist in the video games yet because X and Y haven't come out yet. So they haven't done that. Well, I'm glad you're finding this interesting. Person who's texting, I'm gonna need to like click out of here so I can highlight it. Problem is I have a black background on my chat, so it's like, yeah, Blue Ridley, or Ridley, whatever. I have a black background for my thing, so not that it really makes, damn it, there's no, not really matter, it doesn't matter too much, but it's like sometimes I find it hard to read dark blue names because of the background I have, but I don't really care that much, because I can generally read them. Just not always. Another Salamence, Scarlet, yeah, nothing special. Reverse Wartortle because Wartortle is cool. This is quite nice too. Again, Catcher and Ultra Ball. I have so many of these now that it really doesn't matter because I can only play 4 anyway, and I had more than enough from before this set came out. But it's nice to see that they're not that difficult to get because they are staple cards. So yeah, very important to have those. Normal Ginsects, nothing overly special. I have so many of them already. Again, normal Ginsect, nothing overly fantastic. Absolutely useless. Wow, this is a really bad pack. There is no card in there, except maybe you. No card in this pack which is actually good, unfortunately. But it happens. Next up, we have nothing useful once again. Caitlyn maybe, but Caitlyn's still not that good. I've explained that before. What do we got? Electros and Volcarona. Wow, these last few packs have been utterly awful. Wow, double Silver Bangle. So you see, this is a perfect time to show this off now. Silver Bangle. No, this is exactly the same card. You can read the effect here. It's exactly the same, but one has got a holofoil effect on it and one doesn't. That's basically the only difference. Struggling to open packs now. This thing is kind of lagging a lot. Okay, so a bad string of packs. Oh wow, I'm getting so many of these which I already have enough of. Not really getting anything that's actually useful here. There's a moth flying around my room now. Huh, tiny moth as well. Shiny cards are the same way. Yeah, shiny, actual shinies are the same way. Yeah. Because there are shiny Pokemon and shiny trainers in these games nowadays, and they're exactly the same. Yeah, really bad card this. Why would you even want to use that? This has got some good uncommons, but nothing special otherwise. Reverse Iris, Silver Mirror is good. Again, I already have more than enough of these though, so it's nothing special to me. But still, it's nice to see them. Yep, absolutely useless pack. Fantastic. Double Juniper! Oh yeah. Juniper is another staple, so it's nice to see that. But again, I have 4 full art Junipers, so I don't really need those ones. Because the full art one just looks so much better. Hey, Ami! Reverse Ultra Ball. I have enough Reverse Ultra Balls to pin Powder Det now. That's kind of cool. Hey, Reverse Credilli. That's nice. So now I have 4 of this. More Suicune. I have so many freaking Suicune now. I don't need 6. And I have reverse stuff, but oh well. Iris Catcher. Kinda nice. I've had some luck. Not as much as the Plasma Freeze and Plasma Storm openings, but I've had some good cards. Not enough to build the deck which I wanted to build though. Reverse Drifblim, that's kinda nice. And of course the set has only just come out, so the cards are stupid expensive right now. Venusaur Ginsect, some cards are going for so much. There's no way I'm gonna actually be able to get them. Yeah. I'll get them when the cost of them goes down a bit, probably. I was hoping to be able to show that deck off today, but maybe we'll fight one. I don't know. I don't actually know the sort of build for Venusaur Ginsect anyway, but we'll see. Nothing special. Reverse Salamence looks kind of neat, but not really something I need right now. Reverse Frostlass, sure. Ultra Ball is the only good card in that set, in that pack. Blastoise, I've got like 5 Blastoise by now, so... Porygon Z's cool. Catcher's nice. I have tons of Catcher by now. It's a shame that nobody else plays this, because I could trade some Catcher, but... Reverse Carablast. Look how many freaking Catchers I've had here. 12 so far. Because one of them is locked because I got it from the packs earlier, so like the 5 card packs. 12 freaking Catcher I've had in this now. 13 Catcher! Oh my god, Pokemon Catcher is so common in this set. Still nothing good here. This is so many bad packs here. Like, I think I've opened like maybe 20 now and had nothing good. Or nothing that I need here. Wow, this is so bad. How many of these have I got? 9? That's a rare, so it's like, yeah. More Credilli, but I don't need it. At least it's an interesting card, but I don't need it. Suicune, I have like 8 Suicune and 2 or 3 reverse ones, so I don't need those. Reverse Rare Candy, sure. I don't really need more Rare Candy. I've got 2 shiny ones out of here, but sure. Now, look at it! Okay, now I've got 2 reverse ones, so I have 10 Suicune now. Oh my god. Not even getting to show everything off here either, that's unfortunate. Aha! Well! Ask and you shall receive. So now I have 2 of these. That's pretty good. I need 1 more at least before I can make the deck. 1 or 2 more. So at least this is good, because this is one of the best cards of the set, so that's nice. I have 1 full art and 1 regular one of that now. Pretty cool. And then we get another shitty Palkia DX, but oh well. I wish this was the Dialga actually, because then I would have had every EX out of this set, and I could have said what it does. Dialga is marginally more useful, but still useless, really. It'll be a fun deck, but not competitive in the slightest. More of this. I have enough of those by now. At least it's a holo, but I have enough of them, so who cares? Juniper, I guess? I'm just trying to pick out what is actually useful in the packs at this point. Another Master Ball, which is a good... at least it's an A-spec, but... ha! Terrible card. Terrible card because better A-specs exist. It's not a terrible card, it's just that it's outclassed. Can you scan out? I can show it because I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna have one for trade, so I can show the Dialga if I don't get one. Wow! Wow, that's lucky. Okay, so now I have 3 of these. So if I get one more Virizion, then I might be able to make this deck. But we don't have very many packs left to get it in, so 6 packs. Are we gonna get a Virizion EX in here? Who knows? Let's see. That's a Uxie, that is not a Virizion EX. That is a Suicune, that is also not a Virizion EX. That is not a Suicune either, that's a Houndoom. Houndoom's not a Virizion. God dang it. Has my game crashed? I think my game has crashed. Maybe. Maybe not. No, it hasn't crashed. Awesome! Okay, reverse energy retrieval. Completely pointless. No, I wasn't gonna get one anyway, so... more Credilli. It's hard to tell because it's lagging so much here, so it's like... come on. Nope. Okay, so... not quite. Let's go and try and find one. Apparently there's an offer for a Virizion here, which I am not going to take, because that offer completely sucks. So! Yes, there we go. Here's the slight problem. People are asking a hell of a lot for their Virizions and shit. So... yeah, not really much I'm going to be able to do about that. You can get the old school one, which is kind of cool, but it asks for a Tropical Beach, so fuck that. The problem with that is that once you've used its attack, you can't attack again in the same turn. So, yeah, that's the slight problem with that logic. Yes, exactly, just like normal Pokemon. The problem here, as I'm saying, a lot of people are asking stupid stuff for their Pokemon, for their cards here. Like, this is asking for 15 Plasma Blast packs just for one Virizion. Yes, this does cost money. Sad to say, you can get stuff without paying for it, but you will not get very much off of it. And really, you've got to pay to get the packs so that you can get stuff. You know, basically. Yes, the servos it was fixed. You can now do those trades. This one's asking 14 packs for it. Yeah, not happening. If I just go to Ginset for a sec, this is asking like 13 packs for it. Yeah, kind of absurd. It's asking for too much random shit for absolutely useless things there. What is this offer? Oh, Plasma Freeze? No, thank you. A G-Booster for a regular gin set? I don't think so. If that had a... I'd be looking... I don't necessarily care about the full art one. Darkrai, I've already got enough Darkrai. I'm basically just going, right, if I can find one that would be like full art, the full art gene set for whatever, then yeah. But no, nobody's trading for that. So, the Dialga, the one card I did not get. This guy. Its first attack is way too expensive and pretty terrible. If you put a card from your discard pile into your hand, if you get heads, that's a good effect, but Psychic and Steel and Colorless to do 50 damage, not exactly very good. How much are the packs each? It depends where you get the codes from. Right now, this set has only just come out, so the codes tend to be quite expensive, but I'm sure you could get them off of like eBay or something, that people trade you the physical code card things and they're actually not that expensive. But I wanted sort of instant delivery stuff with it, so I paid a bit more, but oh well. You would probably have to put quite a bit of investment into it if you wanted to get a lot out of it, but at the same time, there are cards that you can unlock without having to pay for them, that you would be able to get stuff, you know. But yeah, the main draw for this guy is Fast Forward here. So it only does 90 damage for 4 energy, but it's 4 colorless energy, and for every plasma energy that's on it, then you discard the top card of the opponent's deck. It's highly inefficient, because you can only play 4 plasma energy, so at best you'll be milling 4 cards, and once one Dialga dies, if it's got all the energy attached to it, then you're pretty much shit out of luck. But the fun deck with this would be Dialga Porygon Z, because Porygon has got that plasma transfer effect that lets you switch around your plasma energy however you want. So you would get the 4 plasma energy in play, you would attach them all to the Dialga and mill stuff. Once it's taken some damage, you switch the stuff off of it, you then max potion, heal all the damage off of it, switch it back, and go again. But it's not a good deck, to be honest. There was actually a mill deck in the previous one of the previous formats that did very well, and that was using Durant. Durant is a very nasty deck to come across, but that was before my time of playing, because that was before this became decent. Iris has got a full art as well. We didn't get to see this because I didn't pull one. Come on, game. Let me click the thing. This looks really, really cool, and I want one of these, but I didn't get one, unfortunately. But it looks amazing. When did I start playing? I started playing in, let's see, I started playing at Boundaries Crossed, which is 3 sets ago. Sets take about 3 months to come out, so about 9 months ago. 8-9 months ago, somewhere around about then. Yeah, this is really cool though, and I do want one of these, just because it looks neat.